I haven't been honest at all with myself. I say tomorrow, but I really mean when I feel like it.
But why do I do this?
Filmmakers by the thousands would say that you don't need the best equipment to make something that isn't a snooze fest. You don't need the newest camera or the best lighting. I mean, they help, but if you don't have a vision or motivation, it gets you nowhere.
Gear doesn't matter.
But the reality is, gear doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what gear you have, it's all about the content in the video.
I have everything I need to make almost anything that I want. A camera, 2 lenses, microphones, editing software. Oh yeah, and the tripod used to film all those shots. Never mind all the resources from school at my fingertips. Yet something is missing. And without it, I don't think I can begin.
This is Adam, at almost 7 months, 6.5 months, he's crawling.
I think that the concept of immortalizing moments in my life came very early. Before I was even conscious, I was exposed to it all the time. My mom had this camcorder and she would record home videos on it. And until recently, I had no idea that this stuff existed. Photography came first. Pictures of every single area of a historical site or every artifact in a museum, it really didn't matter to me. And naturally, video followed, a step up, recording vlogs to basically an imaginary audience. And really just recording whatever I felt at the time. Random glimpses that I can look back on and cringe at. Case in point. In hindsight, all of this was just laying the groundwork for a passion that, in time, would continue to be convoluted and even harder to discern as I got older.
Without further ado, bye!
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've made videos with my friends, I've made works that I'm proud of, and I've tried my hand at the more serious side of filmmaking. I've experimented countless times, and throughout all of these experiences, I've learned a lot. But lately, I've been so caught up in the minutia of school, friends, and having a social life. And for the record, I don't regret that at all. But then I have to balance that with work. And more work.
Really?
And then football. A non-stop grind of getting better at the same drills every day, rain or shine. It's like a religion, except mass is on Fridays. Except this year was different. We went 10-1. We secured our ticket to Gillette for the Super Bowl. And if you could believe it, we won. For the first time in 23 years. I got the chance to play an entire Super Bowl on the offensive line at 5'1" and a $135. I feel like I've had a very fulfilled childhood. I do feel like I've enjoyed a lot of what there is to enjoy as a kid. But whenever I start to think about my future and like everything that comes after that, my mind just draws a blank. Like I have no idea what the next 5 years even are gonna look like. I have no idea. Like I think that's the terrifying part of it all, is just knowing that nothing in this world is certain. And I think this fear of the future, it made me realize that like that's the root of my problem. I am so deathly afraid to face it. Despite all my efforts in every aspect of my life, I'm currently demotivated with the one thing that matters the most, filmmaking. That obviously presents a lot of major problems because that is literally the thing that I want to do for the rest of my life. But I realize that no amount of soul searching, no amount of vacations is going to help me fix that, because I just keep running from it.
But is it a question of a lack of imagination in drive? Or is it that I'm simply burnt out and I have no energy left to expend? For the past year now, I've been in this lull, as if my understanding of my true self isn't clear. Like a desire to reinvent myself because what I am now is somehow insufficient. I have certain music tastes that I enjoy, specific hobbies, and all the little things that make me, well, me. But it all feels unconscious and lacks any feeling of being deliberate. Like all of my senses, to some extent, are not real. Like I'm just faking it all. Like, I know that's not true, and it probably isn't that bad. Maybe this is just a byproduct of getting older. You feel like time moves faster because you experience new things less and less often, and as I get busier, the things I found enjoyable become mundane, stressing and speeding from one task to the next. And I know that sounds like a very first world problem, and especially coming from someone who doesn't have a job yet, but it's gotten to a point where when I can finally relax, I don't even know what to do with myself. I need a break, but I don't deserve it. You might judge this as being extremely hard on myself, and you'd be right. But I still have so much left to give. Maybe this is what I needed, to let my thoughts become words. It's more crucial than ever as I find my childhood running out. I ask myself, did the year really go by that fast? Maybe making this is my answer to the constant writer's block, fatigue, and uncertainty of my future, as if with every thought realized, I'm that much closer to freeing myself. Now, I ask myself, what next?